Hello everyone, this is Ashley from the Learning Loft Academy, and today we're going to be going over what a noun is. So, the good thing is that noun has a pretty simple definition, and so once you learn it, you're probably not going to forget it. So, a noun is just a person, place, thing, or idea, and that's it. This definition does not change. And there is no uncertainty like, well, this is kind of like a person, this is kind of like a place. No, it either is or it isn't. So that's the great thing here. So I'm sure that you can figure out what each of these categories means, but we're still going to go over examples anyway. So, person, this is going to include names like Margaret or Joseph. This is just going to include names. And this could also include other generic words for people as well, such as the word people, or human, or an occupation like owner, employee, manager. This could include a lot of words. I usually think of these more generic words under the things category, but because they refer to people, you can think of them either way. It doesn't change what they are. They're nouns. Places, this is going to include cities, like Paris, countries, like France, or planets, like Mars. And this could also include more generic places, such as home, or hotel. Again, I usually think of these lowercase words as being part of things, but it doesn't really matter either way. Again, they're still nouns, whether you include them under the place or the thing category. Thing. This is going to include all sorts of different things. In fact, the word thing itself is a noun. All of these are except or. Thing is going to include everything from car to cat to fish. It can include all kinds of things. Phone. Really anything that you can see. Anything that you can actually touch or see. And then we have ideas. Ideas are often left out in elementary school explanations because children cannot really think of abstract concepts, which is exactly what this refers to. Idea is going to refer to things like freedom, hope, justice, or even types of government like monarchy, or maybe anarchy, a lack of government. These are all ideas. You cannot actually see or touch any of these, but they are still concepts, and so they are technically nouns, because you can almost think of them as mental things. So, we're going to go over example sentences that are going to demonstrate all of these and how they work. Alright. So, Jack went to London. Pretty simple sentence. There's only 4 words and 2 of them are nouns. We have one person and we have a place. And of course, even if you had no idea where London is, it's a capital. It's got a capital letter at the beginning of it, so you know that it's either the name of a person or it's the name of a place. And we have the word went. Now, if you were to replace this with someone else's name, like, I don't know, Amy, this wouldn't make sense because, I mean, it kind of makes sense if he actually went to her physically. So, but either way, you're going to have a noun here. Alright, because you've got that capital letter. So, names can appear anywhere in the sentence. So can you pick out the nouns in this? Going by the criteria, person, place, thing, or idea, can you pick out the nouns here? There are 3 of them. We have the name Rachel, named Thomas, and we don't have any places, but we have a thing book. We don't have any ideas. Now you might wonder, what about this word here, gave? What is that? Well, gave, we know that it's not a person or place. It's not a capital letter, so it doesn't actually denote anything that's important, like a name. And it isn't a thing. This isn't something that you can see, and it's not an idea, because it is not a mental thing that can be imagined, like freedom or hope. And so gave is actually another part of speech called a verb. You may have heard of it. And we have another video on what verbs are. You might want to review that. But that's not important right now. So, but how do ideas work? So you might have a sentence like, let's see if you can pick out the nouns as I write this sentence. So again, we have got 3 nouns. Most sentences have nouns, but not all of them actually. So where are the nouns? Well, we don't really have any people unless you consider owner people. I normally don't. I think of a word like that as a thing, but either way. And then we have dog, which is a thing. We have no places. But we do have an idea, and that is going to be love. Love is an idea. It is a noun. It's not always used as a noun, but in this sentence it is, and you might say why. That's because the dog is wanting something. So something wants something, and when you have that, something wants something, both of these somethings are going to be noun or pronoun, and we have a video on pronouns too. Pronoun is actually a subclass of noun, but we won't talk about that here. But either way, this here is going to be a noun or a pronoun. And so love here is something that the dog is trying to get. It is not something that it is doing, which is a verb. So that is why love here is acting as a noun. This word could be replaced with any other idea noun. We could replace it with hate, which would not make sense in the context of the sentence, but it is still grammatical because hate is a noun. And it doesn't matter if it makes sense or not, it just matters if it's grammatical or not, and this is grammatical. We could have freedom or justice again, or respect. So a lot of idea nouns could replace it here. So we're going to do one more. Monday is a good day to go to the store for whatever reason. Alright, so where are the nouns here? Well, we see this is capitalized. Now, of course, it is the first word of a sentence, but we also know that Monday is a word. It is a name that refers to something, and so we know that Monday is going to be a noun, even if it appeared somewhere else. Like, a good day to go to the store is Monday. It would still be capitalized. And that's one way you can tell if a word should be a noun or not. If you can rearrange the sentence and it is still capitalized, then it's going to be a noun. And so Monday's a noun. And so then day is also a noun because it is a thing, or it's an idea, either way. And then we have store, which you can think of as a place or thing. So there's going to be 3 nouns here, and there's a lot of little words here. And what do they all do? Well, they all have their own functions. There's going to be a video for each of them, but they are not nouns though. So all these types of words will be covered in different videos. But that's going to be it for this one. But if you still are uncertain about some of the things I've said, or maybe you've thought of a word and you don't know if it should be a noun or not, then if you've got any questions about any examples we've covered, then ask us in the comments and we will get to them as soon as we can. If you want to review some other things I mentioned, like verbs and pronouns, then go and watch our videos on those as well. And after that, you may even want to come back to this one and see it again, and this video might make a little bit more sense if you don't know what those words are. So, happy learning.